Hi there, my name is Roger Foster and I will be your professor for this asynchronous course. I'm a professor at BMCC and I'm excited to start the semester with you and to talk about some of the central themes in the history of philosophy. And I'll talk to you in this orientation about what we'll be looking at in the course, the themes and the content and the assignments, and how everything works and how everything is put together. So we're going to spend the rest of the fall semester together, and we're going to be working on these modules that I'll talk to you about, and I'll explain to you how the assignments work and everything about how the course is organized. All right, so the course is arranged into modules. And there are really three main modules, which are ethics, political philosophy, and philosophy and mindfulness. And they're organized into two weeks of material each. So for ethics, we've got a week on Are People Good by Nature and a week of material on the topic of ethics around the world. There are 2 weeks on civil disobedience in political philosophy, where we follow the tradition of civil disobedience from the 18th century to the present. And finally, in philosophy and mindfulness, we'll look at some ancient philosophies of mindfulness and dig deeper into their kind of theoretical approaches, Stoicism and Buddhism. And we'll take a look at some more general works on mindfulness, what it is and how it works at the start of that module. So as we'll see, modules must be completed on a weekly basis according to the deadlines provided. So this is an asynchronous course with 7 weeks of content. So the course is organized into weekly segments, and as we saw, each module takes 2 weeks to complete. And the work must be completed on a weekly basis. So to be successful in this class, obviously, you have to be active and doing the work every week. And because this is a condensed class, things are going to move very quickly once we start. It's 7 weeks, but the regular sort of class is 15 weeks, so it's kind of crammed together into 7 weeks. So be prepared to hit the ground running at the start, and be prepared to keep going week after week with the assignments, to sort of be active every week to do well in the course. Most important to know is that this is a class, it's not a self-study module. So the idea of it being a class is that we're working together every week to make sense of the material and build on our learning. So we're completing the assignments together. You're commenting on other people's contributions. So the weekly assignments, like the discussion post, the voice thread, and the markup, reflect this idea of us working together as a class, working together to build our understanding of the material collectively. So in order for that to happen, assignments must be completed on time, on a weekly basis, and everybody has to sort of be in the classroom together to complete the work. When I say classroom, I mean we all have to be present doing the learning, make sure it's done at a time when other people can read and benefit from it. So that's the class aspect of it. The asynchronous aspect of it is that you are permitted to complete the work on your own schedule, provided you make the weekly deadlines. So you can view the weekly lectures, the weekly readings, and you can do the weekly assignments at a time that works for you. The only requirement is that you make all the weekly deadlines that are provided. So course readings for this class will be provided on Brightspace. We're using Brightspace now at BMCC for all our classes. So it's important to work through the readings before starting the assignments. It may take time before you're comfortable with the readings. You may find them challenging, difficult at first, confusing, and that's okay. Part of what we're doing with the markup assignments is working through those sort of initial reactions to reading a philosophy text and trying to figure out how we can sort of get a deeper meaning of it by working together. So this course is a safe space to try out different ideas and interpretations, to articulate different ideas about the text and about your ideas about the world. And there's no single correct way to read a philosophical text. We're trying to deepen our understanding by working together to figure out possible meanings. And a lot of the weekly assignments are sort of directing us to do that, to put our work into trying to make sense of the readings and the material. There are usually 2 readings per week. The more you interact with the text, the more you can take notes or mark the reading, however you want to do that, underlining, highlighting, the more you'll learn from it. So if you do the reading and then sort of do the lecture, you'll be in a good place to do the assignments. Okay, so this is the evaluation and requirements for this course. So quizzes are 15%. There are 6 quizzes. VoiceThread assignments, 15%, 6 of those. 6 annotation assignments, 15%. And I believe 6 discussion posts, which are 10%. And 3 exams at 15% each. So the exams will take place after the 3 main modules. So exam 1 will be after the ethics module and will be based on the ethics module. Exam 2 after the civil disobedience module. And the final exam will be based on the 3rd module on philosophy and mindfulness. And I'll keep the record of your grades regularly updated, so you can ask me anytime, but you'll also be able to see the grades on Brightspace. The course outline and the syllabus tells you what we're doing, what we're reading, and when we're reading it. So here you see week 1, which is Monday, October the 28th to Sunday, November the 3rd. And the theme is Are People Good by Nature? And you'll see the readings, the 3 readings that we'll be doing for week 1, and they'll be available in the week 1 folder, the Are People Good by Nature category on Brightspace. You'll see them there. So the syllabus gives you the course outline, the readings, and when we're sort of tackling different themes. Now you'll also find the course map posted along with the syllabus, and the course map has a more detailed outline of every component of the course, including the weekly assignments. So here you can see when everything is due. The hypothesis markup is usually due on Thursday, the voice thread on Friday, the discussion post on Saturday, and the quiz on Sunday. And that pattern is repeated for all the weeks in the course. So there's once you get into doing the assignments regularly, you'll be able to sort of keep that schedule, keep that discipline going, to complete the assignments every week. So if you ever need to know when an assignment is due, all you got to do is consult the course map. It has all the assignments and all the due dates, and all the information on the readings, the lectures, and everything else. So, like I said, the assignments we'll be doing in this course include quizzes, the text markup assignments, the voice thread assignments, discussion posts, and the 3 exams. They're all weekly assignments except the 3 exams. So assignments must be completed according to the weekly schedule. You'll see the dates in the course map. And the markup, the voice thread, and the discussion posts are the class discussion parts of the class. That's where we're replicating what we would be doing in the classroom, where we're working together to find meaning, to give our assessments and ideas on what something means and what an idea says and how it speaks to us. So that's what we're going to be doing in those sort of weekly assignments. Now, according to the Department of US Department of Education, an asynchronous course must allow for what it calls regular and substantive interaction between the instructor and the student, and between the students themselves. So weekly participation in the assignments at the same time as other students in the class is necessary to pass this class. In other words, to pass the class, you've got to show that you are engaging in regular and substantive interaction between other members of the class. So you're engaging in the assignments, you're interacting with the instructor through submitting the assignments and through sort of completing them on time and receiving feedback, and you're interacting with other students in the class. So that's an important part of the class. It's a necessary part of an asynchronous course that must be present for it to qualify as a course that is viable for financial aid. So without weekly interaction with other students and the teacher, it's not possible to satisfy the regular and substantive interaction requirement. So that's why the weekly assignments in this class are very important. All right, so there will be 6 quizzes in the class. There are 10 questions in total. 10 questions in total per quiz. 6 quizzes in total. They're mostly multiple choice, maybe the occasional true, false, and fill in the blank. And each week the quiz is due at the end of the week on Sunday, and it will be based on the readings and the lecture for that particular week. The markup assignments that we do, again, we'll do 6 of these. They're usually due on the Thursday. And to get the points in the markup assignment, what you have to do is you have to write 1 substantial post, 100 words or more responding to a part of the text. And secondly, you have to ask a question about the text. And thirdly, you have to have a third response where you are responding to a classmate. So there's 3 things you have to do: a substantial post, a question, and a response. And if you do those things, you'll get the points for that assignment. So it's usually the first assignment due in the week. It's due on a Thursday. And it gives us a chance to sort of work on the reading together. Usually what we're marking up is the reading or a part of the reading, and we're working on making sense of the reading together in the markup assignment. So the point of the markup assignment is not to demonstrate mastery or expertise about a particular thing. It's an exploratory exercise. We're sort of trying to raise questions about the text, trying to see if we can understand a passage better by suggesting an idea, an interpretation, comparing it with another part, with another passage, with another text. Right, so we're just trying to deepen our knowledge of the text in the markup assignments. Okay, so the VoiceThread assignments, again, there are 6 assignments, usually 1 per week. They're usually due on Friday, 15% of the grade. And the 2 tasks to complete here are, firstly, you have to upload a voice file. You have to do 1 voice response to my video prompt. You'll see that once you enter the assignment. And secondly, you have to do 1 response to a classmate, and that can be either voice or text. So 1 voice response, 1 substantial voice response, and 1 second response, which can be either voice or text. So those are the 2 things for the VoiceThread assignment. As for the discussion posts, again, there are 6 in total. And what you have to do here is to write 1 post of 100 words or more, and secondly, a second post replying to a classmate. So the discussion posts are usually due on Saturday, and there's usually 1 per week. They're 10% of the grade, and so it's the 2 posts of 100 words or more and a reply to a classmate. All right, so there are 3 exams in the class. Exam 1 after the first module on ethics, exam 2 after the second module on civil disobedience, and the final exam, which is based on the mindfulness, philosophy and mindfulness module. The exams are not necessarily memory or knowledge tests, but will give you a chance to show what you've learned in the module just completed. So what I mean by that is they're not They're not multiple choice or that kind of thing. They're the response to an open-ended prompt. So it'll give you a chance to explore and to express what you've learned in the module completed. So they're more like essay type responses than short answer responses. Okay, so I'll be holding office hours on campus on Tuesday and Thursday, and I'll be holding office hours on Zoom on Wednesday at 4 to 5. You'll find the Zoom link on Brightspace. If you can let me know beforehand when you're going to show up, that would be great. But I'm always here at 4 to 5 on Zoom. My email and phone number are the easiest way to reach me. If you need anything, and if you want to talk at a different time, just let me know and we'll set something up. And finally, good luck. It's gonna go intensely once it starts, and it'll be over before you know it because it's a condensed class. But do your best to hit the ground running and get started and get into a good rhythm. And I think you'll do fine with the assignments. So if you need anything, reach out. You can reach me by email or phone or text. Reach out, let me know, and good luck. And I hope you find the course a rewarding experience.